What we're going to talk about now is called gene drives. And I'm going to share the screen with slides that I was gracefully given, or we could say I stole, but I got permission, from Jim Thomas of the ETC group. And it's the gene drive dilemma, as reported in the New York Times Magazine, is that we can alter an entire species. But should we? Now, normally, if mama fly and papa fly mate, and mama fly has a particular trait, then that trait will go to half the offspring. So you end up in the next generation, you have one that has the trait and one that doesn't. Then they mate with someone else. The one that didn't have the trait, well, that entire line, that entire genealogy is without the trait. But the side that does have the trait, again, one of the offspring has it and one doesn't. The one that doesn't, their entire genealogy doesn't. Those that have it, again, splits it. So by the fourth level, as you can see on the screen, you have one fly that has the trait and 7 that don't. That's normal reproductive distribution of genes. In gene editing, okay, this is 4 generations of flies. In gene editing, the altered gene always spreads. So let's say your gene is on one chromosome and normally on the other chromosome, it's not there. Well, you've inserted genetic material to copy the gene that you want and put it on both chromosomes. So that means all of your offspring are going to get that trait. But you see, you've also passed on the genetic machinery. So in their DNA, they make an extra copy on both chromosomes, so all of their children get it, and so forth. So by the 4th generation, you have 8 flies that have the trait when you only started out with 1. So just to go back, previously you had 1 fly out of 8 in the 4th generation, and now you have 8 out of 8. So now you see where we're going, especially for the organisms that multiply very quickly. You're driving a trait through the species. So this was discovered when these guys put this together with a trait that turned a fly yellow. And they put it in a box for a couple of weeks. I think 1 fly. And when they opened the box inside what was considered a closed chamber, they said, quote, "We were stunned because nothing but pale yellow flies kept emerging." One person said it was like the sun rose in the west rather than the east. And one of the proponents of gene drives was scared and continues to be scared about what if there's an escape. He said, "My nightmare is a wave of yellow flies spreading across the country." Now, whether a fly is yellow or not may impact the ecosystem, may impact the traits of their predators or their prey, their taste, their quality. But you can drive all sorts of things. And because genetic engineering is a leaky technology, what you put into one organism could end in another organism, changing that organism's fate. It can mutate, it can become silent, and the process of genetic engineering can create collateral damage, which also can be passed on. So if you have a fast reproductive cycle with microbes, small mammals, etc., you're driving changes in the entire system. You can also delete a trait from a population. You can also crash a population. So you can create a situation where all of the offspring are males. And they keep mating and create more males. And eventually, it'll be this one big bachelor party with very few females, and they will be wiped out. And so that's one way that you can use gene drives to destroy a species.